to stretch this so much when it's dry. Pretty good. Look at that beauty.
Welcome to the wild. On Alone Season 10, Episode 2, you have seen me building this beautiful canoe. And the way that edit came across was like magic. I naturally knew how to build a canoe. And I gotta say, I have the skill to build a canoe, but I actually practice a lot before coming to the show. So check it out now, my process prior to go to the show building my first ever canoe. By the way, on the show, that was my second ever canoe being built by those hands. So check it out and see if in my first attempt, I also succeeded. If you have watched the show and the episode where I'm building this canoe, you will notice that my process prior to the show is the same of my process in the show, using fire to bend the wood and trying to figure out the best way to craft this canoe. The only difference is that in a show, I was much faster and much clearer on the steps to build this canoe. But the process was the same. It's pretty much a canoe-shaped basket.
One up front here, and then, keep doing the same thing this way. And then I'm gonna use a tarp, be the waterproof casing. That's the idea. Let's see how it works out. All right, so working on this kayak canoe project here. The top frame, I'm using striped maple dried. It's pretty light. It's a little harder to stretch this so much when it's dry, but it worked out. I put on the fire and did some work, and I think it's a good size. I'm afraid it's kind of small. I'm trying to figure out, this is my first time making it, and I'm wondering if I get it to be with a good amount of depth. Because from here, sit inside. Got my feet all under there. You can roll here. Right. If I want to build this in the show, I would have to bring a tarp, 10 by 10 tarp. But I think it could be a little bigger. Looks pretty cool. Now the next step is to make the spine here. So I want to bend, really. I want to bend a piece of wood and come down all the way here. Bend both sides. Put it right here around 12 or 16-inch depth, and then I will bend the ribs that's gonna go around. Yeah, it's my first time doing it, but it seems that could work just fine. Then put the tarp attached to the edge, do the fine adjustments that I'll need to do just to get floating in the water and get to different spots for fishing. Yeah, I'm gonna just go through these steps, and I hope. Yeah, so I'm excited. I think this thing is gonna work out very good. Yeah. All right, cool. Canoe project in action. I have less than a month to travel, and I have to just figure those out because I have to choose between a tarp and a slingshot. I'm more leaning towards fish, because if I get like 5 fish because of the canoe, that was gonna make up for the amount of animals I'll get with a slingshot, because the fish has more fat. The only thing is that when the lake freezes, I won't be able to use the canoe. I could use the tarp for the things, maybe to cover the fishing holes on the ice. Maybe I can use the tarp for that. I'm not sure. But let's make the canoe first and then see how I feel about the canoe making. If I feel like super duper confident, then I will consider that as an option to bring the tarp. I'll bring a translucent tarp that I also can use as a window, if once this is done and the lake is frozen. Spruce roots, actually harvested some today. They are pretty strong, extremely strong. This was like one root, and I got it's very easy root to get. Okay, but I have to go through this process, make this, because this is fun, and then I see if I decide to bring a tarp to make a canoe or not. So we'll see. Tight. There we go. That's what my back's gonna be against. Right here. I'll sit right here in the center. That's the front of the boat. That's the back. It's looking promising. And we would have 3 ribs to put it in. And so decide now how to do it. Here we are. Let's get in there. All right. Actually, this part is the hardest to put the ribs in, but it's looking pretty good. Like it. Yeah, that's a good depth to it. It's pretty sturdy. Next step is put the tarp on. The question that we would float nicely, in the middle, we will be tipped to one side or to the other. As long as it floats, you can always tweak and make it work. There's a lot of pressure here. I think it's tight, but also there's a lot of pressure outwards, pressure inward from the sides. Right. It's a good size for this. It's got a nice kayak. There's more things I want to do. But this is spine in the middle here. I want to put a smaller one on the sides, just to even out the bend of the wood. Some is like nice and round, some is a little caved in, or there's bulging out. If I put a piece of wood there on the side and tie, I will pull everyone, the ones that's bulging out, it's gonna come like somewhat to inside. Once the caved in, will come more outward, so everything's kind of will balance out each other a little more. Now it's time to put the tarp on. All right, the canoe is ready, or the kayak or something like that. It's pretty small. Look at that beauty. I'm very hopeful. I think this thing will work out. Let's still add some more ribs for structure, and here I'm gonna make like spot in which I'll sit here. I might even make a bench, a sit here, a weaved paracord, partial cord. Make a bench here so I can put my legs under and sit here. It's kind of better, feels better to be like a little above, higher up in the canoe, in the kayak or whatever. It feels better to fish, and I don't know. But anyhow, I'm gonna just put some boards here too, rough boards that I made to be able to sit down, and we're gonna test it out this at the local pond. Okay, here you go. It's gonna be like this. Cool. It's gonna be this, and I just made. Guess what I made? A paddle made out of a ash tree.
So now, here's the moment that I would test this canoe. It floats very well and looks like that could work just fine. But here's the thing. Look how pathetic I look falling into the lake. That's so ridiculous. But here's the lesson. In this video you can see that my skills is not necessarily a canoe builder, but someone that adapts and learn fast and amplify their skills to a different environment and a different situation. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, and I'll see you later.